Hey everybody, welcome back to Around the Emirates podcast with Sara Mousa, where I speak to guests from across the UAE about topics you want to hear about. Today I am joined by the fantastic Cherine Altobaishi. Hi Cherine.
Hi, how are you?
I am great, thank you. I am super excited to talk to you about your amazing story today. So I invited Cherine to be on the show because she's a senior account manager at Massive Music. And you guys remember that I recently interviewed someone else from Massive Music, which is a leading creative music agency in the Middle East. Please tell me your story, Cherine, and we'll get you started in this industry.
So, I grew up loving music. I was always into singing specifically, and I knew that when I reached university, I wanted to study music. I'm half Saudi, half Lebanese, so my dad, God rest his soul, at the time, was like, you can't study this. It's not a career. Like you can just sing on the side and for fun. So I was like, I'm gonna find a way. So I found a degree in music industry at a very nice, really good university in Boston. And yeah, and it ended up being, a very serious degree. It's a Bachelor of Science in music. And that's really how it all, it really started from university. After that, I got my degree. I moved to LA because as you know, Los Angeles is like where all of the magic happens and the whole music industry is run there. And I got to work for an A&R company. I was visiting a lot of music studios. I was recording my own demo on the side for fun, and it was just a really great experience. So I guess that's, yeah. And then I moved here.
Nice. I love that. I love the fact that you ended up following your passion and it's interesting to know that there's like a science of the music as like a career choice. I didn't know that that degree
Wow.
existed. So well done for that.
Yeah. I
No,
know
that's
not
really
many
cool.
people have that degree. And when I mention it, I mean, even in college, everyone was like, what are you going to do with that degree? Like, is it actually going to, like, why don't you do something, like business? But it was the business side of the music industry. And look at me now, I'm working in the music industry in my region. And so it all came full circle in the end.
I love that. We love full circle moments. And it's really
Yeah.
cool that you did something that obviously like it's something that's relatively new for our culture to have like a full career in music and a career in singing and stuff. What kind of challenges do you feel that
Yeah.
you kind of were faced when coming to the region and how did you overcome those?
So that was a big challenge for me actually, because like having spent 7 years in the US and traveling, being in different states in the US, and then coming here, I felt like it was such a small, there wasn't really much of an industry when I moved here, and I was like, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna work? Everything was very Arabic centric, like MBC, or in Saudi, it was like Rotana, and that was kind of the only things that existed at the time. And I couldn't find my place in it. So I remember, I remember just saying like, I'm just gonna step away from the industry for now and start a new business. And I went into a whole other business with my mother, which was a jewelry line actually. Yeah, and I did that for a while. And it was great because it taught me, about entrepreneurship and having your own company and all of the challenges that that comes with. And then I kind of jumped in when I realized that the business is booming again. Like I really wanted to go back into music, and it was such a good time because really between Saudi and here, it's like everything was just booming. And so I got a job. I helped launch a independent record label. And I did that for a while where we were helping support up and coming artists in the region. And that was a very, very awesome experience. I really enjoyed that. And then I wanted the new challenge, which is to go into the another side of the business, which is where I am now, which is Massive Music. And as you know, it's a music agency. It's focused on like music licensing and sonic branding, and that's my role. So I handle a lot of the sonic branding projects. And for me, it was really just like taking on a new challenge and learning a different side of the industry. Um, and it's been a very cool experience.
I love that for you. I love the fact that you didn't just stop at doing something that was kind of right in front of you. You're like, no, I want to challenge myself. I want to do something as awesome as launching an independent music label. Like, wow, like that is so cool that you can even say that. And the fact that you have brought that experience to Massive Music as well, that's amazing. And also knowing that you've also kind of got a little bit of entrepreneurial experience with your mother on a jewelry line as well, like to combine all of that and to bring that to where you are today. Now, this kind of makes me curious. What do you feel has kind of been your most impactful moment for you at Massive Music?
I'd say this past like few months, I got introduced to an initiative that exists in our company called Balance the Mix, and it's an amazing initiative that was launched in the London office by Becky Wixon, and she's a music producer. So when I started speaking to her about this, I was really inspired to bring it here because I was like, we're a growing industry. Women really need help. Women need support. It's focused on these underrepresented roles in music, which are music production, songwriting, and music engineering, sound engineering. So basically, you would be shocked at the statistics that I actually found out, which are global statistics, which are that only 3% of music producers are female um, in the world. Yeah. And only 14% of songwriters are female. And so like these numbers were very shocking to me, and it made me like want to delve deeper into this topic and like find out why and start, talking to women here as well. Like there are actually some really nice initiatives here that are very supportive of women in the music industry. And there's a couple in Saudi as well. And I love hearing their stories and I love learning more about them because I can see that it's such an important, it's a need. Like we need diversity and more inclusion. And so Balance the Mix is about bridging that gap. And it's about like uh really giving women confidence to enter these roles that they usually maybe don't know how to even start with or think of, or they're not even existing in schools or curriculums or like Becky had to go to a boys' school to learn music production. She was in the girls' school and she'd like go to the boys' school to learn these classes. So it's such a it's such a deep-rooted like systemic issue that I think many people wouldn't even think of because you would think of music as being, I'm sure it's equal, it's very, it's an artistic, business, but it's really not. It's very male dominated, especially in these background roles. So Balance the Mix is really a passion like project for me to I just launched it, like I just announced it actually recently, and it's something that I plan on working on a lot this year and moving forward. And I'm proud to say that it's actually a nonprofit organization now. Um, it has grown since, being just an initiative at Massive Music, and it's really an independent entity now. We have like a lot of big plans to take this, uh, to change the industry from like a very action oriented level, like even targeting brands and creative agencies to jump on board. We have a pledge called the 30 by 30 pledge, and it's to basically to increase the number of female producers by 30% by 2030. So so it's a very ambitious goal. And it's a very bold move. But we believe that we can achieve this, and we really want to push for this and get brands and agencies involved and to sign our pledge and actually commit to using, females in their projects, in their campaigns, like looking for female producers, which is a struggle, especially in our region. It's a struggle. Like I've really delved into this the last few months, and I'm trying to grow this network of women, and I'm finding it difficult to find women in these technical roles. So it is a real thing. But at the same time, we have to do something about it because I think diversity is so important, not just in music, but in every industry. And it really allows for like more authentic storytelling and, in general, like you can relate to something when you know that like a diverse team created it, or you just get new perspectives. So I think in 2025, it's really sad that we still have these like very uh backwards uh statistics, I guess, and negative situations that happen to women in the business, where things are not really fair. So I think Balance the Mix is going to tackle a lot of these issues, hopefully.
Wow, that was very beautifully said. Thank you for giving such raw insights into Balance the Mix and everything that you're doing, not just for the music industry, but for the community in general, like to raise that awareness for that diversity and making sure everyone is included, making sure we do have the wider variety of talents out there that are being represented. That's beautiful. And I mean, you have said such wonderful things already. You've told me about your very colorful story, and I'm very grateful that you took the time to share these with me today. And I just have one final question for you, Cherine. What word of advice do you want to leave with listeners today?
Word of advice. I really would say I would tell people to embrace change. Like I was always very scared of change or like stepping out of my comfort zone. But I've really realized that doing that just got me crazy opportunities in life. And it's so important to not stay in one lane. Like, for me, changing industries or changing even within an industry, it allowed me to learn so much. It allowed me to grow. Like, really, change equals growth. And I really want women, especially, to embrace, their talents and to try new things and to step out of their comfort zone. Because yeah, that's where the magic happens, and so much is happening, and our industry especially is only going up from here, and I've been so proud to see the growth in our region, even in Saudi. Like it's just amazing everything that's happening. So yeah, like I just hope for everyone to join in and get involved with your communities. There are some great communities out there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that message. We're on the exact same wavelength when it comes to the community, so I love that. But thank
Thank
you very much for sharing that beautiful story. And yeah, I can't wait to see how much you grow with Balance the Mix. And can't wait for all the female people, female artists, female music people out there listening to this. You should
you.
join.
Yeah, please. Oh, and please sign up for balancethemix.org. Everyone can get involved, even if you're a business or an artist or a producer. So it's yeah, I hope people do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time,
you
Sheree.
so much, man. Take care.
Bye.